Hey friends, it's Natalia and welcome back to She Makes 31. In today's video, I'm sharing an ultimate garage makeover with you. As you can see, our garage was in desperate need of a makeover. We had so much to go through, so many things in our garage that we couldn't even park our car in there. So I'm going to show you how we transformed this place. We maximized our space, we organized it and cleaned it up and made it a functional space for our family. Alright friends, to get started, I wanted to organize the shelves that I already had up, and I wanted to start with these shelves right here that had most of my painting supplies and just really a big mix of things. So I wanted to get everything organized in different sections, like a paint section, a cleaning section, a miscellaneous tool section, things like that. So we got these bins. They were hand-me-downs from a friend, but I just wanted something that looked nice and clean. I felt like everything looked so chaotic because I had so many things on the shelves, and I feel like organizing them into bins and labeling them made it easier on the eye and just easier when you're looking for something. In addition to organizing what I already had, I also purged. So things that were, not good anymore. I had glues that had already hardened up and paint that I've had for way too long and different tools that we don't use. So I was just cleaning those out. We would throw away. We did actually a big run to the dumpster with all of our hazmat because all these paint materials are considered hazardous materials. So we properly disposed of them. And here you're going to see me in a lot of outfits in this video because it feels like it took forever to get it done because it was a lot of work. But here we're moving on to the kids side of the garage. That's what we call it. We moved from a house with a yard to this house, which is a townhouse. So when we first moved in, we were just trying to fit everything that we had in that house into this house, and we felt bad. The kids didn't have a yard, so we just created a play area for them here in the garage. But it was just getting to the point where it was just too much. It was too messy, not enough room for them, to the point where it was just, they weren't even playing out here. So I wanted to, condense the play area and make it so that it would be only their outside toys out here. So we put their train table upstairs and moved the shelving unit upstairs to the playroom as well. In addition to that, we also did some reorganizing of some of the bins. Like I got this other bin that you saw, and I put some of the miscellaneous Christmas stuff that we had out of bins. So a lot of the stuff was just kind of tucked in a little spot here, a little spot there, and it was just hard, not to have everything in one place. So this large bin helped us with the rest of the Christmas stuff we had. And so I'm just cleaning out everything that I can, guys, and it is a daunting task. And if your garage looks anything like mine, I just want to encourage you and tell you that it looks worse before it gets better. But be patient, keep on doing a little bit at a time like we did, and you'll get the results that you want. Okay, so here we're putting everything out in the driveway. I wanted to clear the entire garage as much as I could before I started putting stuff back in. It helped me anyway to be able to visualize what things would look like. So whenever we put stuff out here, we would put it in a different section, like, all of the things on wheels, like bikes and strollers and wagons on one side, and all the kids' toys on another side. As you can see here, I have a big tall box with a Christmas tree in it because I got a new Christmas tree that I'm going to be sharing with you this holiday season coming up. But yeah, getting everything out of here helped, and it felt like, okay, a little bit of like the light at the end of the tunnel, like, oh, I can see how this is going to look like. So we did that, and then here we started removing these deck tiles that we had on the floor. These were some that we had at our old house, and we put them down because we wanted to kind of protect the floors, but honestly it was We're still debating on whether we want to keep them or not, but I'm thinking we're gonna get rid of them because they have like they're porous, or not porous. What am I trying to say? They have holes and the dirt seeps through to the bottom, and I just feel like it's never clean that way. And on the kids side, we have foam tiles. Again, I think we may put those back, I'm not sure, but for now they are off the floor. I'm just enjoying nice clean floors. Here I am with my shop vac, going through all of the nooks and crannies and vacuuming everything up. And here's what I mean. These trap in so much dirt. It was like caked onto the floor. So I am glad that we took them out. They're meant to be for outside, but you know, we thought, let's just use them. We have them. But now I think we're just gonna keep the nice plain floors. So after removing these, I just kept on cleaning up as much as I could, and we donated a lot. I wanted to say that a lot of the things that we haven't been using, I got rid of, I donated, or I would trash depending on, you know, the condition. And then here I just wanted to give you a good little satisfying clip of me, you know, sweeping these floors. They were filthy, and I'm so glad that this is no longer something that's in our garage. And also we have quail, by the way. If you didn't know, we have pet quail, and they make a mess, you guys, but I'm glad now that I'm able to see it and it's not slipping through the cracks anymore, and I'm able to clean it. Okay, so now that we had a somewhat clean space, we decided that we needed to do something with the bicycle situation. So we got some wall racks for bicycles at Walmart, and we decided to hang them up on the wall because we wanted to clear the floor as much as possible. I love to do DIY projects. I love to redo furniture, restore furniture, things like that. And it's just so difficult when you don't have the space for it. So we wanted to clear the floor as much as possible, and getting the bikes out of the way was such a huge game changer. It just really helped in opening up the space. So another way that we ended up maximizing our space was by adding an overhead garage storage rack. So we decided to put it up on this corner here, and so we're clearing everything out. We did end up having to leave our storm shutters here. We thought we might be able to get it up on the garage rack, but they are very heavy and wouldn't allow for it weight-wise, but they were, you know, slim enough that we were able to tuck them in by the water heater. And here is the garage rack that we got. I've been wanting one of these for the longest time, and so I'm so glad we got it. It was, you know, very challenging for us to get it up, but we finally figured it out, and I'll speak on that a little bit later in the video. But here it is. We're putting it together. We got the kind that has, instead of the wire bottom, we got the one where you can put your own bottom pieces to it. We chose wood, so it was just cheaper this way, and you know, we're trying to save money wherever we can and not spend too much in this makeover. So here we're putting it all together. Our neighbor here is helping us and stopping by to chat, but this was very simple to put together. But it was challenging for us to put it up on the studs. But that was just individual to us because of our, you know, the way our house is built. So here we're attaching this. This is a 4-foot by 8-foot garage rack. So it can go, I think it's about 40 inches from the ceiling to the bottom shelf. So you can fit quite a lot in here. So I got the sheet of plywood. Thankfully, they sell them 4x8 is the standard plywood sheet size. So in order to be able to put it up on the rack, you cut the wood in half. It just makes it easier. So I just put, some 2x4s under the plywood and went with my circular saw and cut it in half. Okay, so we finally have the frame, or whatever this thing is, the brackets, the ceiling brackets installed. This has been the project that has killed us, okay? It's 5-degree weather or something crazy ridiculous like that. Look at my husband, he's drenched in sweat. It's really bad. No way that a stud finder would have been able to find that. So cutting holes up on the ceiling, the only option we had. And it's been a long process, but I think we're getting there, right? I think the exciting part's about to happen. So. Alright, so here we're putting the bottom shelf on the rack, and again, apologies for the sound there. My microphone was right on the fan and I didn't realize it, so the sound cut out, but I put captions in so you would know what I was saying. Anyway, so here we're putting the bottom part and then we're putting in the plywood. This overhead garage storage rack holds up to 600 pounds, so yes, that I tested it, and I'll show you here later. But yeah, we're just so excited to finally be done with this. We went ahead and screwed the plywood in place, and I went up on top. I didn't video it because I was freaking out because I don't know, it just feels scary going up there, but I wanted to show you guys that I was able to get up on this rack, and yeah, it held me up no problem. So we knew thumbs up here. Okay, so now that the shelf is up, here is what I got going on here. A lot of these bins didn't fit in this shelf, so that's why we need the space, and a lot of them are Christmas, so we're thinking we're going to put all of our Christmas stuff here and just make it easier. That way we can sort through the other holidays quicker. And then we want to move this shelf possibly here. So we shall see. Part of organizing is adding labels. I got my little label maker here, and I like to put, the name of the holiday, and if there's something specific, let's say it's my entryway decor for Christmas, I will put that on the bin. Something specific that I know I'm going to be looking for. So the first things we put up were the Christmas trees. We had these all loose all over the place. So those went first, and then all the bins. They're all labeled. That way I know everything that's in them, and it just makes it a lot easier to find. I am so happy with this, you guys. It feels like a weight off of our shoulders because it was just so overwhelming to walk into our garage and just see stuff everywhere. And now it's just, there's stuff everywhere still, but it's organized, it's labeled, I know what's in what bin and things like that. So simple little things, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You just need to sometimes reorganize and move things along. This shelving unit here actually came with the house. We rented this home, and we thought it was great, but unfortunately it doesn't hold all of my stuff. That's why we had another rack. But now that we have an easier access to it, we went ahead and move things around. We played around a lot with the height of the shelves, what we can put where. We finally figured it out, and so everything basically here is not Christmas. We probably have a couple of things that are Christmas, but we did clear out a whole section where I could put all of my wall art. I have a lot of wall art and miscellaneous wreaths and shelves and things like that I used to decorate with. We put that on one section. And here is our old dining room table that we still use when we have, parties and things like that. So now we just tucked it in this little corner where we can get to it when we need it. And if you're wondering why in the world does this lady have so many bins in her garage, it's because I love to decorate, you guys. I decorate for every season. I share it here on my channel. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do before you head out. Hit the like button. I love to share seasonal decor here, and you'll get to see all the stuff that I stored in these bins throughout the year. And here I decided that this shelf that we had here is going to be all of the kids' outside toys. We have a small grill, so we set that aside. And so here we're just putting all of the outside toys. On the top shelf, I did put our stroller because Caleb's now 4, so he doesn't really use it much. But if we go somewhere where we're going to be doing a lot of walking, we will use it then. So up there we put the stroller, and the rest is basically all cars and dump trucks and things like that, because I have 3 boys and that's what they love. And here we got a brand new cabinet. Viver, I want to thank Viver because they sent this to me and gifted it to me to share with you guys. And it is a storage cabinet. So earlier you saw me put a lot of my painting supplies in little bins. And then I received this cabinet and I was like, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be perfect to put all of my painting supplies in here? I don't like that they're all out. And this way, with this cabinet, they're able to be stored safely because, there's a lot of like toxic chemicals and things like that. So I'm able to lock it up and keep it all nice and out of sight and clean. Here is the hardware. Everything's included that you need. It's a nice black matte finish. And so Noah, I was going to say Caleb. I have 3 boys. Do you guys do that where you confuse your kids' names all the time? I do. Anyway, but yeah, Noah is our little helper. If you've seen of some of our other videos, he loves to help and he loves that I film him. He thinks it's great. So here he's helping my husband put this cabinet together. The Viver metal storage cabinet can be found on the link in my description box. Don't forget to use the code SAVEMORE5 for an additional 5% discount on this cabinet or any of the other items on the Viver website. This cabinet was pretty simple to put together, and we found that using a regular non-powered tools worked best in getting it all done correctly. It comes with 4 adjustable shelves and is lockable, and each shelf can hold up to 200 pounds per shelf. So when it comes to organization, I went on a website called Clutterbug, where you take a quiz and it lets you know your organizing style. And so mine is called a ladybug. And so it basically is like things that are hidden, items that are hidden and out of sight, but they are in large bins and just not super detailed into the categories and things like that. So I thought that this cabinet would work perfect because most of the stuff that I work on in the garage is basically in this cabinet. The rest of the things are my husband's. I mean, I do use the tools as well, but my thing is really the paint and my paint sprayer and things like that. So you will see me kind of reorganizing everything here. And I took a shelf out. It just worked better for what I was trying to organize. I put all of my like gallon-sized paint jugs on the bottom, and like my primers and stripper on the bottom. And then on the other shelves, you'll see I ended up moving things around and kind of trying to, sometimes I had to step back and see, okay, what works. I put my spray paint on the top, that way I can kind of see what paints I have and easily get what I need. And I did keep some of the bins for like the smaller items, like sandpaper and glues and things like that, and my little paint samples. So if you want to check out that website, it's really cool. It just gives you an insight into what kind of, if you struggle with organizing, it helps you kind of figure out a system that works for you. So here we have this other cabinet that we were using for all of our car wash stuff, but we just decided it was just taking up too much room. We went ahead and separated all of these things into bins to put on the shelves, and we're able to get rid of the shelf altogether. So here's the shelf that we've had for years now, and we put our big tools on the bottom, like our miter saw on the bottom, our Sawzall, and our hand saw on the bottom. And then again, we played around with this a lot, just trying to make the most out of the space that we have. And we did decide that we needed to put this other shelf right next to it, just because we have, more stuff than we thought we were gonna have, even after purging. But that's okay. We have a spot for it now. Everything is labeled. These bins are clear, which also helps, you can see quickly where things are. And then here my husband is clearing out his tool bench. I cannot remember the last time that the top of this tool bench was cleaned. It's been years probably. So we were able to get rid of a lot of things in there, and just cleaning everything up. It just felt so good. And like you're that responsible adult that has it all together. All right, guys, the rain boots are on. I got the push broom. I mean business. Next, it was time to clean the floors. This is like the final stage. I am sweeping up the floors, and I'm going to be pressure washing them. I got this Purple Power Extreme Power cleaner and degreaser. I have my heavy duty sprayer here that decided to malfunction at the last minute, so I ended up just pouring the solution. It's diluted to put on the floors. Just scrubbed it with the broom and let it sit, I would say about 15 minutes to get all that grease out. And I discovered that my floors are not level at all, but anyway, it is a process that was very satisfying to just get this done. Every time we go out there, it just feels filthy. And so I'm using my pressure washer from Giraffe Tools to wash this floor up, and then my husband is going behind me with a broom, just trying to get, we didn't take everything out to pressure wash, just because a lot of these items are very heavy and everything. So we're just using the broom to push out all the water, and he took over the power washing because I was just playing around a lot going from one section and then jumping over to another one, and he it was driving him nuts. So I said fine, you can do it. So we're pressure washing here, and we did do this 2 times because the first time it still felt like it was super dirty. And honestly, these floors just need to be painted again altogether, because it seems like there's like a layer of grease or dirt or something that's just become one with the paint. We'll have to ask our landlord if he's okay with us redoing it sometime in the future. But after that, we went ahead and dried our floors. My friend let me borrow this super velocity fan that helped get some of the water out, and then we used our spin mops here to get the rest out. Here's what they look like afterwards. Not perfect by any means, but they are clean. All right, friends, here is the Garage Makeover reveal. how we organized all of the bins, everything labeled, and the section that I talked about with all of our miscellaneous items is right there. It just is so much easier now, so much more accessible. We even put a little TV here on top of our metal storage cabinet. We're gonna hook that up to the wall. And here is what the cabinet looks like. Doesn't it look amazing? I mean, I think it's amazing because I can find stuff now, and I have a place for all of my supplies that I like to use for different projects. So hopefully I can share those with you soon. So everything here is labeled, all these stains here and everything. It's just, I really love this cabinet, and I love that I can lock it up afterwards so the kids can't get in it, and it's safe that way. It's just amazing. This side is still the kids' side, but much more organized and condensed to just the outside toys. They are loving it. They are out here playing every single day. They're riding their bikes and their scooters. They have the neighbors come by. It's just great. I love the open space. The overhead storage rack made such a difference in opening up the space. And my next project for the garage will be to just do something with this area right here. I want to do like a new workbench or something, a new organization, new pegboard, but for now it's good. Oh my god! And we can do this now for the first time ever. Guys, the car in the garage is gold. So happy about that. And here's a look at our little pet quails. Here we have 4 of them, and I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you got some ideas and inspiration for your own garage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.